Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to call the January 20th meeting of the Common Council to order. I will ask our clerk to call the roll to determine a quorum.
Alderperson Probst.
Here.
Reinke.
Here.
Rote.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Barzak.
Here.
Chaplesky.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Lysick.
Here.
May.
Here.
10 present, none excused.
We have a quorum. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Alderman Probst. We will move on to item D on our agenda's public hearings. We have one item this evening. I will ask the clerk to read it.
A hearing on the improvement of South 77th Street from West Greenfield Avenue to West National Avenue by concrete reconstruction with miscellaneous sidewalk repair, miscellaneous driveway repair, storm sewer relay, sanitary sewer relay, water main relay, building services, and utility adjustments.
Mr. Daniels.
Thank you, Mayor Devine. Okay, this is the public hearing for South 77th Street. Here are the procedures for tonight. The project scope and cost will be discussed first, then the assessment rates and methods of payment will be discussed. Then we'll have comments and questions from the Common Council and then from any citizens affected. And then the public hearing would be closed and the project would be referred to the Public Works Committee, which will vote on it. And then it would come back to the full council later tonight where they would also vote on it. Here are the project limits, 77th Street from Greenfield on the north to National Avenue on the south. Here's some pictures of the pavement. The concrete pavement that's underneath this asphalt is from 1921. That makes it 94 years old. And the asphalt resurface over the top that you're seeing here is from 1950. That makes that 65 years old. I believe by my records that makes this the oldest road in the city of West Dallas anywhere. And it is suffering severe pavement deterioration as a result. There are far too many cracks in the pavement at this point to try and crack seal anymore. Routine maintenance has become difficult and expensive. The pavement underneath is cracked. The base underneath has failed because it's from 1921. And not only that, but the sewer underneath is from 1910, and that is also badly cracked. There are actually holes and multiple cracks, not much holding this pipe up anymore, and if it collapses, we'll have a major problem. So we are putting in new storm sewer. Long segments of storm sewer were never actually installed. There will be some new sanitary sewer where we have not already replaced it in a project from 1996. The existing sanitary sewer is from 1910 to 1923. There'll be all new water main, the entire length. The existing water main is from 1907 to 1925. And there will be new street lighting poles and cable. The existing cables were put in about 1968. The project will also include the removal and replacement of all the curb and the pavement and the sidewalk, and it will all be replaced with new concrete. Parking during construction will be on neighboring streets. You would not need a permit for that, and the police will keep an eye on your car while you're parked on other streets. Now, during State Fair, I do plan to temporarily reopen the street for those couple of weeks to allow all the pre-qualified residents who can get the special State Fair permits to park on the street. But the street will be open, and we will have the normal State Fair parking procedures as we do any year. The project will also include several sustainability benefits. The gravel used will be 100% recycled crushed concrete from old pavements instead of mining new gravel or from quarries. Recycled fly ash from electric coal plants will be used in the concrete to reduce mining for new cement by 30%. New asphalt will be made from 20 to 35% old recycled asphalt pavements to reduce mining and drilling for new materials. And the new LED streetlights will reduce electricity by 66%, so that will be sustainable as well. The trees on the street will be preserved. Trees are good. In fact, we're planning to narrow the street by 1 foot to give the trees a little bit more room. It also has the added benefit of slowing cars down a little bit. The sidewalks on the other side would be arced to give the trees a little bit more room on that side so they continue to thrive. Trees do intercept the rainwater and help the runoff to soak into the soil at a slower rate and a more even rate. This takes pressure off our storm sewers and allows for the renewal of the groundwater. Trees also provide a host of other benefits like improved air quality, reduced air temperatures in the summer, and increased property values. This is a picture of a typical finished product with a new concrete surface, new curb and gutter, and a new sidewalk. Here's the cost of the project. The pavement will be $527,000. New street lighting, $46,000. New sanitary sewer, $265,000. New storm sewer, $336,000. New water main, $506,000 for a total of $1.6 million to do the work. Special assessments. Here is a sample special assessment for a typical 40-foot lot. The assessment rate is $52.69. Then there's a storm sewer lateral of $589 for each lot. So each homeowner would pay about $2,696. And if you have a driveway, most don't, but if you do, there will be an additional $6.57 per square foot concrete driveway fee. Now the bills for this would not be mailed out until March of 2016, not 2015, but 2016. The payment options available at that time would include a lump sum payment, or a 5-year installment plan, or a 10-year installment plan. So over a 10-year period, assuming 4% interest, your special assessments would range from $378 in the year 2016 to about $280 in the year 2025. Special assessments have been around West Allis for over 100 years. Historically, residents have had to pay 100% of the cost of the street in front of their property because they alone are enjoying the unique benefit that this improvement gives their individual property. Now, on this project, the city will collect $206,000 in assessments, which is actually only about 39% of the paving cost. The assessment rate is $52.69 per foot for all residential properties anywhere in the city, no matter how wide your street is, or how high the traffic volumes are, or how high the actual bid prices are. Everyone is treated equally. They all pay $52.69. Businesses, corporations, and manufacturers pay a higher assessment rate to ensure they contribute their fair share, and their assessment rate is $65 per foot. Special assessments are the only way to ensure that tax-exempt schools, churches, charities, hospitals, county parks, utilities, and railroads pay their fair share too. No one is exempt from special assessments, even though there are 430 properties in the city that do not pay any property taxes. And many of these properties are very large properties and only contribute to the city's costs through special assessments. So for example, on this job, Jordan Evangelical Lutheran Church will pay $13,000 in special assessments even though they do not pay any property taxes. And this map shows all the colored properties are people who have paid a special assessment in the last 10 years. You can see that everyone is paying their fair share. Most have already paid for the street or their alley in front of their property over the past 10 years. So everyone is paying their fair share throughout the city. And as far as the interest rate, the city does borrow the funds for this project. So the city will have to pay the municipal bond holders over the next 10 years. So if you do choose to take the 5 or 10-year payment plan, we do pass along that interest charge to you. The city does not make a profit off of that interest. And at this point, we'll entertain any comments or questions.
Thank you for the presentation, Mr. Daniels. Are there questions from the Common Council on this item? Okay, seeing none, are there any questions from people in the audience on this item? And if there are, we ask that you come up to the podium and give us your name and address, and then please sign in either before or after your comments.
Mike Hammernick, resident 1415, well, I own a property on 1452 South 77th. If the water main laid originally in 1920X, assuming the houses had mostly been built between 20s and 40s. I would think the odds could be significant that those houses running to that water main are lead pipe. Will you notify the owners if they are lead pipe? Can it be determined? Any thought about helping the owners replace those lead pipes to their homes?
Well, we are going to replace the water service from the main in the street to the valve that you usually have in the sidewalk. So that part we are actually doing with copper. We can't go on private property, spend public funds on private property, so we can't go any further than that. But I mean, you can certainly, when they're digging, take a look, go out and ask the guys what they're looking at there. We don't notify people, I guess. The assumption is most of them are probably lead, but a lead pipe that's old is coated with material on the inside. I mean, it's not as unsafe as you may think at this point, especially one that is that old, because it's actually built up a deposit on the inside, so your water isn't really touching the lead anymore. But if you want to take a look when they're digging it, I mean, they are going up to the sidewalk, so at least that part would be done. We can't go on private property and finish the job. You would have to hire someone to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Does anybody else have questions for us on this public hearing item?
I do just have a couple questions. Are all the sidewalks going to be,
Sorry, can we have your
Yes.
name and
are
name
all
and
the
address?
sidewalks going to be done, or just some of the sidewalks?
Can we have your name and address,
I'm
please?
sorry.
That's okay.
Deborah Johnson, 1437 South 77th.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes, all the sidewalks are going to be done.
Oh, they are, okay. And if you want your storm drainage connected to this new lateral, you just contact the person that's listed on the letter here?
Yeah,
Is
this
or-
is a list,
or
Joe
be- And that would
Birch.
be an extra charge then, right?
Well, we can't connect it to your house. You'd have to hire a private plumber. You can see if the contractor would be willing to do that perhaps, or you can hire your own plumber. So just like the water service question, we can't go onto private property, but perhaps the contractor that we hire would be willing to do that. So you could call them. We'll know the low bidder in March or April, and you'll get a letter with their name and phone number.
Okay, that was my next question,
yeah.
and how would you contact
Yes.
them? And then also, the last question I have is with the contractor, would they do something extra for you if you wanted them to? For instance, our steps, we have a hill, and the steps in the front could use replacing the concrete steps.
Sure, you
Is
can.
that something that they might
sure.
consider doing if we contacted them?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, they might not, but if they, if you agree to,
Okay,
pay
and
them
that's
a
what we'll
reasonable-
be getting then, some
Yeah.
letter with their
Mhm.
name. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions for the council or, I'm sorry, any questions for Mr. Daniels on this item?
My name is Mark Mattis, 1548. I still have trouble remembering that because we just moved in last year. What's your timetable?
we'll be starting probably in April. There's a lot of sewer work. So like I said, we will absolutely have the road open for State Fair. During the sewer work, you'll be able to get in and out to your property because they'll be digging a hole here, but so it won't be quite as disruptive. They'll be down on one end of the road and maybe you'll be on the other end. But then, like I said, State Fair, we'll absolutely have it open. Whether it'll be done by then, I don't know. We may have to close it again after State Fair and finish the paving. So September, from April through September, it's a big job.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on the public hearing? Okay, seeing none, we will close the public hearing this evening. And we will move on to item E on your agendas, which is citizen participation. This is an opportunity for residents to address the council on any matters of interest to them. We ask that you try to keep your comments to approximately 5 minutes. Is there anybody that wishes to address the council under citizen participation this evening? Okay, seeing none, we will close citizen participation. And we will move on to item F on your agendas. Our standing committees will be meeting during recess, and those room numbers are listed on your agendas on page 1. Moving on to item G, the mayor's report. I just have one quick thing this evening. I want to let everybody know that the public is invited to attend a public involvement meeting regarding the Wisconsin Department of Transportation's Highway 100 corridor study. This meeting is coming up next Tuesday, the 27th of January, and this will be from Layton Avenue to I-94. It'll be held at Madison Elementary School, which is located at 1117 South 104th Street in West Allis, and it begins at 5 o'clock and concludes at 8 o'clock. They're trying to get input on what we all feel are needs for the Highway 100 corridor. Again, that's on January 27th at Madison Elementary. That concludes the mayor's report this evening. Do we have any reports from the alderpersons?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Probst.
I wanted to issue a quick reminder to all residents in West Allis to double-check your fire hydrants and make sure that they are all shoveled out, especially with some new snow coming in. I know that we've had some warm weather and a lot of snow has melted, but make sure that the fire department, if needed, can get to the fire hydrants on your block. I'm sure that's something that you each would want as well. I've also been asked to read at Jefferson Elementary School for Read Across America Week, which is coming up the first week in March. And on February 7th, the Community Alliance Against Drugs will be holding a Winterfest. So you can see the city newsletter for more information about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other alderpersons' reports this evening?
Mayor Devine,
President Lysick.
I move for approval of the minutes of the Common Council regular meeting of January 6th, 2015.
Second.
There's a motion with a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item J on our agendas, I'll ask for a motion to refer item 3 to the city attorney.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Alderman May, second by Alderman Probst. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Item K, standing committee reports, we have none. Item L, a motion for reconsideration.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Chaplesky.
I'd like to have number 4 and 4A on tonight's agenda. I'd like to make a motion for reconsideration. I move them back into the License Health Committee.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman Barzak. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor Devine,
President Lysick.
I move that we stand in recess until conclusion of the committee meetings.
Second.
There is a motion with a second by Alderman Reinke. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are in recess.